Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Deadly Rooms of Death. And, oh, I love saying it like that. Ugh, it sounds cool. No. But, in this part, we got a challenge in the room beyond 2S. Don't use the Mimic to strike any orbs. So 2 rooms to the left of us. Do not use the Mimic to strike any orbs. You'll see what I mean by that in a second. The challenge right here, in the next room, kill all servants before killing all the brains. So, yeah. This room. Oh, this room. Let's begin. There is probably a better way. There's a good way and a better way to enter this. So what we want to do is kind of outrun these snakes. How do we outrun them? Diagonal jumps. And basically we just want to kind of control them. We can have them the trick to this though is we also can't have a brain, or we can't have any of the servants die before killing a brain. So I think this is where this becomes a really nuisance, is because these guys are going to kill each other if we're not careful. So just be very alarmed in where you move and how you move. I think actually when I enter this room, yeah, we just kind of want to juggle between these doors and get over here. So normally you could have these snakes die and it wouldn't really matter, but the challenge doesn't let us. And actually this is where we can... No, the challenge is we do not want to kill all the brains before killing the servants. So what was I talking about? Basically, we're going to use this auto-pathing to kill that, and we have to use this brain to kill the rest of the servants. But normally, you're supposed to go through this room and kill all the servants, and then in the end, kill them in this dead end. But I did that the first time, and it's not really easy. But I think the challenge is, in this case, easier than the normal puzzle. So, the real puzzle is that not just if you're killing the servants, but you have to actually figure out how to get through these doorways without, you know, too much trouble. And so this in itself is a hard and tricky puzzle. So to open a door like so, I might have to go through this. I don't think there's a way you could completely mess yourself over, but it's just... This is a room I actually like if you try to do it with the snakes alive before the brains die. That makes it actually really fun. The challenge says not to do that, but... I mean, I'm not going to do it because I don't want to, but if you really want a challenge, it's good to just try to do it the normal way. It really is. You won't live to regret the day. Maybe you will. I don't know. In any case, this is a really fun room and I like it. Challenge completed. Attention to detail. It's, you know, pretty cool room. So going up, we have a room we cannot solve unless we start on the right side. Yay! So right here, the idea of this room is we gotta open this up and have this roach die for us. So we might as well open it up now. There's no reason to keep it closed. Oh wait, there is a reason we have to keep it closed. Okay, I lied. We do have to start from the bottom, but we have to start from a different spot. Oops. If these goblins get right here, they're stuck. We can never get to them. So we have to start from right here. We cannot start any more left. We cannot start any more right. Thanks to how the roach is. Thanks to how these goblins are. So before we can actually go for this roach, we have to kill these goblins. So we can lock up that roach by going right there. Now this right here itself is a puzzle of how do you kill 2 goblins in a small corridor like this. And we've done it before in the last level, so we can just do it again. So next we have to kill those goblins last, just because of how this pathway is. There's no way back. So now we can go ahead and kill this roach down here. This is a really easy room. This is probably one of the easier rooms of this entire level. And then the next challenge now is how do we control these 3 goblins and get them to where we want to get them to. We don't actually need them anywhere but the arrows. So you can go ahead and do that. And the room is clear. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting room, I suppose. We are now going to go this way. And now we have the nice little, we have to do things in a certain way puzzle. So we can't get to anything but up here, so we might as well go up here now. And we got to go down this hallway. The problem with this hallway is now there's a snake. So how do we get to that snake? We just got to snake around it. Okay, that was a horrible joke. So sneak around it, we have to snake around it. No. We can trick them, though, into that corner. You know, I'm really bad at these jokes. The snake around it? Okay. I'm trying to make it work. I'm sorry. I want it to work. In any case, we got to kill these goblins. The single corridor being their enemy. Something like that being their enemy. I mean, you could just go ahead and do something like that. So now that we've opened that up, we have the pathway down here. If you're wondering, did we need... Well, actually, yeah, we do. We want to keep those roaches alive. It may seem kind of counterintuitive. It's not. The reason we want to keep those roaches alive, you could use a goblin, but I find that too troublesome. Just use a roach and, you know, use them to blockade that snake when you have to open it, because there's no other way to really kill a snake, because we're going to be trapped. We can't go in here and kill his brain yet, because we'll be trapped. So, sorry, the only brain in this room we have to leave alive. And we can go down here and hit the switch and go up. Now we have a triple goblin room with brain power. We can kill one goblin, though, by just doing that. And for some reason, that one likes to go kill itself. So, yeah, we got through that. Pretty simple. And we can go back down here, and we just got to keep opening doors we've been opening. Now, this may seem tricky, but it's not. I think. Yeah, we just got to basically... Basically just kind of utilize these guys how we've been utilizing them. Actually, why did I keep that goblin alive? I did reuse that, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. You don't actually need to keep the goblin alive. That was a horrible idea. I was thinking that this door would open up, but it doesn't open up yet until you hit that switch. Okay. And for some reason, when you move your sword there, they like to kill themselves. I'm not really sure why. I guess it's a goblin habit. Very big goblin habit, indeed. Alright, this one we want to keep the goblin not there. But about... right there. There we go. And then once the snake is dead, we can go ahead and kill his goblin, how we've been killing a lot of the other goblins. And now that's just the brain, as usual, being the sitting duck. So, room clear. That's an interesting room. Now, going down, we have this room. We have to use this mimic to hit these switches, open these doors. But if you remember, in this room, we are not allowed to use the mimic for these doors. In fact, we're doing everything in reverse. So, yeah. So, what we want to do is... in the sense of justice, find the door that opens those guys and bring them over here. And have the snake come kill itself. That is the hardest part of this room. No. But it is a good idea to do that. Really good idea. And now that we got the mimic in there, what we want to do is, as tricky as this sounds, we want to utilize this mimic and get him out of here. This is why this challenge is hard. It's easier to maneuver the mimic in the left corner than it is you in the left corner. And that's why this challenge in itself exists. We do want to get these guys closer, though. Does it make it any less fun? No. Not at all. So we don't actually have to use the mimic to kill any of these roaches. You can kill the roaches with any method you like. And we can go ahead and even bring this, let's go as far as to bring the Mimic up here. And go ahead and get him in here. This, if you want to optimize this challenge by going the fastest way, it's not really too hard, maybe. It might be a little tricky, because you have to kind of maneuver the Mimic, but this is another classic case of it's really hard to get your Mimic in a bad position where it's unfixable. So this challenge in itself is pretty fun. Now, I don't want to spoil something, even though I probably should, for the sake of you guys. Maybe you don't want me to. But this is the last Mimic room. Gasp! Yep, this is the last time they used Mimics in King Dugan's dungeon. It's pretty nice, in my opinion. I'm kind of glad that we're going to be done with Mimics for the at least the last level. Because, okay, that's a lot. There's actually one Mimic in the last level. Yeah, there actually is one Mimic in the last level. So I guess I kind of lied. But, it doesn't mean I don't like Mimics. I mean, the Mimic was an interesting gimmick when I first played with it, but it's one of my not least favorite monsters, but just least favorite gimmicks, because it is kind of annoying sometimes to maneuver them. There are some interesting things you can do with them. And so don't get me wrong, I love them in certain cases, but there's times where they annoy me. I wish they did not have so many of. I think the second game won't have too many Mimic rooms. There are going to be Mimic devoted levels again, but because again, they didn't have enough gimmicks to work with, but still, in the second game, they had a lot of gimmicks in the second game, but still not enough to make a whole game out of, to make it seem different. That's why I like, for example, that's why I kind of like the City Beneath. Is because the City Beneath and the Second Sky, they added so many gimmicks in both of those games that there was always something new. So, you know. In any case, challenge completed. My turn at the controls. And so I said I was going to do the next part. I was going to finish it all in this part, but now I remember what I got to do. So next time, let's play King Dugan's Dungeon. We got this room. And this room. The notorious Tutar Mother room. See you then.